What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is the Ville Outdoors here. We are back with another video. Today is August 10th of 2021. It is about 7:15 in the morning right now. And today we're at the Skipback Creek, going to be doing a bit of smallmouth bass fishing. By the time I upload this video, actually, we're going to be closing in on just about 600 subscribers. So I thank you guys a lot for the support. If you guys are new here and enjoy what you see today, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and like the video if you may. But today we're going to be targeting the smallmouth bass. We got a crystal clear creek in front of us. Rained just a little bit overnight, and we got some overcast conditions, so I'm thinking today's going to be a pretty good day to catch these fish. We're going to be working small and finesse today. Since it's clear water, the fish can identify what's real and what's not a lot easier. So we got 4-pound test line, a little crayfish jig, that's the Leland's Trout Slayer, on a trout magnet jig head, because I lost all the Trout Slayer jig heads unfortunately, and that is what we're going to be using to catch these smallmouth bass. Out of all the creeks I've ventured to in my past couple of videos, where I seem to be in a different county each day fishing a new creek, this creek, which is probably the closest to my house, has produced the best for these creek smallmouth bass. So we're going to see if we can get some on the board today. Hopefully some chunky ones as well. But we'll see what the day holds. So stick with it and stay tuned, and let's go crank some bass. All right guys, we made it to our starting hole. Let's see if we can get some smallmouth on the board here. Oh, there's one. Oh, he popped off. I know they're in there though. Dang it, I'm hung on a rock. Oh my gosh, the smallmouth picked it up off the rock. The smallmouth picked my bait up off the rock. That's not a bad one either. That's kind of a decent creek smallie. There we go, guys. This smallmouth, I had my bait snagged on a rock, and this smallmouth picked up the little crayfish off the rock. Oh my god, I can't even hold him. Smallmouth picked the bait up off the rock and got hooked. So that was cool. Nice little creek smallmouth there. Let's take a shot and let him go. Alright guys, smallmouth bass isn't hooked. Just gonna go ahead and let him go right here. Beautiful orange on the fins there. And he's gone. He was swimming in a school of them, and I was able to pick him up literally right off the rock. He came and scooped the crayfish jig. When you're matching the hatch, it's gonna be fairly easy to get bites in this clear creek. Oh, I just had another bite there. Oh, and another one. They see it sitting on the bottom and they go and attack it, like instantly. The thing is, when you're fishing on the bottom like this, you got to be careful to bounce the bait and not to drag it. Otherwise, you're going to get snagged quite a bit. There's a little guy. That's a sunfish. We're not counting that. Another smallmouth on, guys. Picked them up right off the rocks. These guys put up such a good fight for their size. This one's slightly smaller than that last one. Just as feisty though. Ow, don't hook me. They just don't want to cooperate today. There we go. Nice little guy. Gonna go ahead and take a shot and let him go. Alright. Smallmouth is going back in the water. There's more to be caught. Caught 2 out of the first hole, so that's a good sign. Well guys, it's not a smallmouth, but look at the size of this rock bass we just caught. That is a pretty nice sized rock bass, I will say that. Pretty colors on that guy. Let's take a shot and let him go. Alright guys, let's hook our little rock bass here. Nice chunky rock bass. There's a lot of smallmouth swimming around in this pool, but I've caught so many red breast and rock bass, but this before the smallmouth can even get a chance to take a bite. They've been interested, but just haven't gotten them to bite. So I might switch it up here to a jerkbait or something like that, because there are some juicy ones in here. Alright guys, got a little Rapala suspending jerkbait tied on there. They call that the ghost color. Should imitate a little minnow or bait fish quite well. And we're going to try and cast this around the same hole we were just fishing and hopefully catch the smallmouth that we saw swimming around there, because we caught a bunch of red breast sunfish and a good amount of rock bass, but no smallmouth out of this hole, and I know they're in there because I can see them quite clearly. So we're going to hope this bait does the trick today. Otherwise we're going to have to improvise. I don't have one of my boxes with me that has my other set of creek lures, so we're working with pretty much hard baits or trout magnets after this, or spinners even. Guys, we got a smallmouth on this suspending jerkbait. It's a nicer one too, about the size of the first one we caught today, maybe even a bit bigger than that. Gotta be careful not to get hooked here. There we go, we got him. I saw this guy in the shallows here. I twitched it several times before I got him to bite, but that's not a bad smallmouth right there. I'll take that, put up a good fight. This guy right here was just barely hooked. I was afraid I was going to lose him, but the jerkbait was able to keep him down, and we got him. There he goes, off into the deep. He was right up here by these rocks right before the drop off, and I twitched it just a few times. I was able to get him to bite. Fish on, I'm not sure what it is yet. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's a sunfish on this jerkbait that's like half the size of it. Oh boy. Let's just try not to get hooked here. Alright, we got him off. We're good. Saw a school of smallmouth, and of course the red breast sunfish gets it. Let's see what it is here. Looks like a smallmouth. Let's hope it's a smallmouth when it comes up. Yep, it's a smallmouth. He's spazzing out. He got both trebles in him, not in good spots either. So he's going to shake a lot, which is going to make it really difficult to unhook him. These smallmouth bass are super aggressive and can be very tough to handle. We got him unhooked here. Just a little guy, but he fell for that jerkbait nonetheless. Let's go ahead and plop him back in. Guys, I don't know if you just saw that on the camera, but this heron here, you see him right across the creek there? He tried to take my little smallmouth bass away from me. I just hooked this little guy on the jerkbait, and this heron, sitting right here on this log, comes over and tries to steal my fish. Not today, heron. Not today. Yeah, look at him. Like, this guy's got my fish. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. See if I can get another one for him. See if he tries to steal that one too. Well guys, I switched back to the crayfish jig. The jerkbait wasn't cutting it out in some of these deeper pools over here. So we're back to catching these guys again. Not what we're after. I see the smallmouth, they're just not being very cooperative with me. They'll go after it every time, but not always eat it. Aaron has followed us up this far. You can see him walking on the other side of the bank there. I don't have any fish for you this time. Sorry, I don't got any. He's focused. It's in the zone. I don't know what he's going to try and catch. There was some banded killifish swimming around in the shallows. Maybe that's what he's after. Not quite sure what's going on here. It seems like the water has all of a sudden become a little muddier, and the current has picked up through this deep pool at least. I don't know if it's rain, like if it rained in a different area where that the rest of the Skipback Creek connects to, and that's just making its way down this creek, this section of the creek, or maybe it's just the mud trail that I stirred up walking back down, but that wouldn't cause the water to move any faster. So that's interesting. Well, we'll keep walking downstream and hit some of these holes. The bite kind of slowed down now that the sun is out. The overcast conditions kind of extended our morning bite a bit, and now that the sun has come out, it's making it not as good. Alright guys, we had narrowed it down to our last 2 holes left of the day. Both of them being holes that I fished earlier. This one that I'm standing at now is where we caught a ton of rock bass and redbreast sunfish, but didn't catch a lot of smallmouth bass. So we'll see what kind of luck we got going on in the second half here. I had to take a quick little break, change the battery in the GoPro, and I also took some time to take a snack break and drank some of my water. It's important that you got to stay hydrated on these late summer fishing outings, because when it's hot as it is today, about 87 degrees or so, and insanely humid, it's going to make it feel real warm. So you're going to sweat more. You got to make sure you're drinking enough water, because it'll burn you out quick. Finally got another fish. Whew. It's been a little bit. Got a green sunfish here. Now these algae that were up against the bank are now venturing their way down the stream, and water is still pretty cloudy. I'm wondering if there's a little more water coming in here from the rain, and it's pushing this algae off the bank and out into the water like this, which is making it dirtier. A little bit of a long shot there, but it's just a theory as I have to why this water doesn't look as clear as when I started. Whether that theory is true, no clue. But it's the only reasoning I have. Alright guys, I made it to the last hole of the day. Not sure if we'll be able to catch anything out of here or not. Just by using my eyes, I can tell that this water is moving a good bit faster than when we fished it earlier this morning. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. If you want to double check, you can rewind the video towards the beginning and see what happened here, but I'm thinking this water is rising a little bit, and that's what's turned the bite off, because the fish can sense these kind of things, and it'll make them more sensitive to feeding. Alright guys, that is going to do it for us today. I fished here for about 20 minutes or so without a bite, and that's too long without a bite at that particular hole. It's not a very big hole, so it doesn't take long to get a bite if there is fish there, fish willing to bite, that is. So we're going to pack things up today. We ended up catching 2 decent smallmouth, no giants today, or at least creek giants, and then a bunch of little guys, bunch of sunfish. I didn't show all those on camera, only a couple, and then that one nice rock bass and a couple little rock bass to go along with that. So not the most terrific day out on the creek, but I shall not complain, because it's better than being at work or being stuck inside on the couch. We are out in nature, just enjoying what it has to offer and taking in the nice summer weather before it becomes winter again, which we'll be back to trout fishing, but it's going to be cold, not shorts and t-shirts like I like. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And until next time, this is the Ville Outdoors signing off.